Edumare, fún wa ní fọkànbalẹ̀. Edumare, àrọ̀ aláwùrà o.
Where else? It's Splash 105.5. Admission. Koladaisi University, Ibadan, offers discounts on tuition to the first 200 applicants for the 2020-2021 academic session. Candidates who scored not less than 160 in the last UTME or with 4 points in the JUPEB and IGMB, as well as OND and NC holders can apply. For further inquiries, call 070-379-53524, 081-251-18443, and 090-988-71712, or log on to www.koladaisiuniversity.edu.ng or visit our campus at Kilometer 18, Ibadan Oyo Expressway. Koladaisi University, Ibadan, advancing the frontiers of knowledge.
We educate, that's why we are respected. We inform, that's why we are loved. More music, we are the best. The Integrity Station. Splash.
105.5.
Your station. Here is
105.5.
From the very beginning, we just saw the world differently than everyone else. This was made obvious in all we do.
That didn't sit well with some people.
What's our plan?
Our plan is to keep going up and not just go up, but stay at the very top. We are your favorite radio station, Splash 105.5 FM.
105.5. The Splash.
Live is live on Splash 105.5 FM. Politics is about taking part in development of your environment. It's about contributing to society. You can't keep quiet and let mediocre rule.
Issues across the globe, giving it an in-depth analysis with seasoned guest YS Live with your host Yemi Sonde on Splash 105.5 FM Tuesdays 10 to 12 noon. YS Live Politics.
The more we now orientate people, the more people begin to see that leadership is not about do or die, and that politics shouldn't be about me but we.
Sports, security, law, education.
It is only when the education of a country is well developed that that country can have the true development.
Entertainment, economy, health, business, religion, culture, environment, health, and fact files to widen your horizon. YS Live, Splash FM 105.5 Ibadan, 10 to 12 noon, Tuesdays. YS Live, English and Yoruba language.
To Bawa and become legally, you are the one constituted to be there as the authority. For
advert placement and inquiries, call 0803 552 9883.
YS Live with Yemi Sonde on Splash 105.5 FM. YS Live.
YS Live.
YS Live.
right, it's another time. It's a beautiful Tuesday morning, 9th day in the month of March 2021. Welcome once again to your very entertaining and educative program live from the studios of Splash 105.5 FM. Yes, this is YS Live, and no doubt about that, from the station of choice, as always. Glad to be here. Day in, day out. My name is Olatunde Do. I know definitely the usual voice is not what you are hearing at this point in time. When things call, work calls, you definitely have to answer. Yemi Sonde is not available, but is definitely available on the other hand. But I think I'll see how we can do a thorough job concerning this program for today. Welcome once again, YS Live. My name is Olatunde Idowu, and today it's a day whereby we will be talking about something very peculiar to the entire world at this point in time. For the better part of 1 year, it has been moving and moving. I don't want to use the word ravaging, but it has been moving, has been traveling so very far and wide all over the globe. And it's something we thank God in the last couple of days. It's about how many days ago? Last week, Tuesday, when the vaccines were brought into the country. We've been experiencing and been hearing how it's been administered, those who the vaccine, who's taking the jabs, as it is being referred to, Mr. President, the Vice President. Yes, yesterday watching the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, the Chief of Staff to the President, the Senior Special Assistant to the President, and yesterday as well, a couple of journalists were given these jabs as well. And I wonder if Desmond has taken his. Okay, it hasn't arrived in Ibadan, but watch out, your name is on the list. I'll be working alongside Desmond to the G this morning, and obviously I have Damola Ologunfe, my brother Ajiboye here. Rashida Adekambi is here with me. Let's check out some of the headlines we have from the various dailies we have with us today. Before we go straight into the details, my guest is seated already, but Bidas, let me just run through some of this, and let's see if we can just take your views, your comments concerning this for the time being. To shoot on sight or not? Wow, that's credited to what Mr. President, the order. Would you call that an executive order or one of those orders? President Muhammadu Buhari could not have given a sterner notice of his intention to stamp out banditry, kidnapping, farmer herders, clashes, and other acts of terror than he did last Wednesday. In an interview, his spokesman, Garba Shehu, said security agencies had been directed to shoot on sight anyone seen with an AK-47 or other deadly weapons if the person fails to disarm. The president has ordered security forces to go into the bushes and shoot whoever they see with sophisticated weapons like AK-47. He ordered that whoever is seen with terrible weapons at all should be shot immediately. To shoot on sight or not? That is one story that has been going around, that probably it will bring an end to banditry, to bring an end to kidnapping and various terror ravaging this country at this point in time. I'll take your views concerning that. How would you discern such an order from Mr. President at this point? The Nigerian Army has come out to talk, and they've said Gumi opinion merchants must stop divisive comments. That's credited to the Nigerian Army. The Nigerian Army has cautioned Islamic scholar Sheikh Ahmed Gumi against making divisive and disparaging utterances against the military institutions. It stated that the army did not deploy its troop along ethnic or religious lines, as stated by the cleric during his interaction with bandits. The army spokesman, Brigadier General Mohammed Yorima, mentioned this in a statement in reaction to a video in which Gumi accused non-Muslim soldiers of attacking the bandits. In the clip, the Islamic scholar was seen telling the bandits that soldiers are divided into Muslim and non-Muslims. But Yerima, in a statement yesterday, Monday, titled "Nigerian Army does not deploy its troop along ethnic or religious lines," admonished the cleric and other opinion merchants to exercise restraint and not drag the image and reputation of one of the most reliable national institutions into disrepute. All right, if you're interested in that, we'll talk about it very shortly, if time permits me, this morning. And coming straight to your state here, Iskilu Wakili, Oyo won't condone miscarriage of justice, says Makinde. The governor of Oyo State, Yemi Sonde, has promised that his administration will ensure that there is no miscarriage of justice concerning the arrest of some members of the Odua People's Congress and Fulani warlord Iskilu Wakili in Kajola area of Ibarapa North local government area of the state. Makinde, who spoke in Ibadan yesterday, urged residents to remain calm and refrain from ethnic profiling, saying the Commissioner of Police Oyo State Command, CP Ngozi Onadeko, has already given the assurance that a thorough investigation will be launched into the security situation. He also promised to ensure that only those found wanting or those who have broken the law will be dealt with in accordance with the law of the land. And it's a lengthy story. You can check it out from virtually the entire papers dailies that we have today. And all right, just a glance to this before we take a break and get down to some of your comments and opinions here this morning. Vaccine distribution begins. Lagos, others wait. SGF, others take jabs. The federal government has confirmed that the movement of Oxford AstraZeneca COVID-19 vaccines to state has commenced yesterday, while its delivery will be completed, that is today. So, here in Oyo State and other states of the country, we just expect the vaccines to roll in, and let's see how work begins. My guest is seated, as I told you, and we will be discussing COVID-19 vaccination, a major strategy to fight COVID-19 disease. This and much more while I open up the phone lines very shortly. What's your contribution, was your opinion towards some of the dailies I've just headlines I just read to you this morning? To shoot or not, credited to President Muhammadu Buhari and to the Nigerian Army, saying Gumi opinion merchants must stop divisive comments. That's credited to the Nigerian Army. Also, that of the governor for your state saying a whole lot concerning insecurity. Iskilu Wakili, Oyo won't condone miscarriage of justice, says Makinde. Does justice still prevail in Nigeria today and all over the state in which we are? This and much more. When we come back, I will hit you up with the phone lines and get down to business. Thank you. Good morning.
Yes, mommy. Go and bring 2 sachets of hypo bleach for me. Why 2? Because I'm using one to soak the whites and using one to kill all the germs. But I can't see any germs here. They are so tiny you can't see them, but they are there, and that is why I trust only hypo bleach to kill them all.
Make your white fabrics whiter and your household free of illness causing germs and viruses with the disinfecting power of hypo bleach.
Waiting you they wait for. You no need to stress at all. Say if I don't take pause. Make we jolly they go. Even small picking money, daddy, better life for you. Boy, I broke to come out. City is go, they know they slow. Tell you I'm better life, bro. You don't dare for your food for you. 30,000 what of people. 50 people every week. Let's see that for your peace. That's the opportunity.
For more information, visit www.zenithbank.com/Better Life. Zenith Bank, in your best interest.
My name is Data Lover Joe Mapel. Any wolf I go know I'm well. Oh, MTN post rappel. What's this I hear of data just for the night? You see, I'm a very, very big guy, but I don't joke with my giggy bites. So MTN get the free the guy with this data plan for the midnight. 11 p.m. to 6 a.m. 2 gig, go boy, I can live the life. IG, TikTok is ready to go. Oh boy, I'm feeling fine because 11 to 6 in the morning. IG, TikTok, body. 2 gig, there for me. MTN boss, yes, of course, MTN boss.
MTN Pulse. Do you? Dial *406# to join. Everywhere you go, MTN.
Fresh breath is good, but strong teeth and fresh breath is even better. Use Oral-B 2-in-1 toothpaste for strong teeth and long-lasting fresh breath.
Wow, it's here.
What's that? What's here, Mom?
The new Maxi 20 hand sanitizer.
Tell me about it, Mom.
The new Maxi 20 hand sanitizer is carefully produced to help us fight germs and provide the right protection for every family.
Introducing the new Maxi 20 hand sanitizer to help you fight germs every day.
Mom, now I can clean up germs that touch my hand and be fine, right?
Yes, son, you can, because Maxi 20 will keep you protected.
Yippee!
Maxi 20, war on germs. Another quality product from Intercontinental Distillers Limited.
Mọ ohun tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ ní àyíká rẹ nípasẹ̀ ìròyìn BBC ní Yorùbá. Nítorí kí o tó lè tayọ, o ní láti mọ̀ ọ́n. Ní ìmísí pẹ̀lú àwọn oríṣiríṣi ìròyìn láti ibi àti káàkiri àgbáyé. Nígbà tí o bá ní ìmọ̀ nípa ohun tó ń lọ ní àgbáyé, o lè ṣe ohunkóhun. Mọ ohun tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ ní àyíká rẹ. Wá BBC News Yorùbá kàn.
The Polaris Save and Win promo gets more exciting as Polaris Bank customers continue to win millions of naira across the country. Be like Mr. Lucky Okunzuwa from Edo State.
1 million for Polaris Bank? I didn't expect.
Mr. and Mrs. Njideka from Ebonyi State.
We thank Polaris Bank for the promo and for the money they are going to give us.
Akurede Badigeshin from Oyo State.
They were surprised to pay 100,000 naira.
You too can be a millionaire in the Polaris Save and Win promo. Top up your account with a minimum of 10,000 naira monthly for 3 consecutive months to qualify. And you could be one of the 180 people to win 100,000 naira each. Or one of 8 lucky people to win 1 million naira. So start saving today or open an account. Visit our website or any Polaris Bank branch near you. This promo runs till April 2021. Terms and conditions apply.
YS Live.
YS Live.
Glad to be here, and it's a beautiful Tuesday morning. Let's get down to some of the comments we stated earlier from the dailies. The phone lines are very, very available at this point in time. 08091151055, 0805-699-8678, and 070-69493,000. All the phone numbers are available. And what are your comments? What are your opinions concerning what we just stated from the dailies for today on YS Live? To shoot on site or not? Will you credit such a thing, such a statement from Mr. President as very necessary at this point in time? Is it worth it? Can we follow that order? I also brought you the headline, Gumi, opinion merchants must stop divisive comments. That's credited to the Nigerian Army. Speaking there this morning, have they spoken well? Should Gumi and opinion merchants stop those statements, those words they are coming up with at this point in time? And also, one story making the rounds in the last 48 hours is that there is about the Iskilu Wakili story. Okay, I have someone on the line. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Okay. Iskilu Wakili, Oyo won't condone miscarriage of justice, says Makinde. That is one story making the rounds ever since on Sunday. I know so many people have been wondering what is happening concerning that. And the vaccine distribution begins. Lagos, others wait. SGF, others take jab. This and much more out of all these stories. These are the ones I want us to just look at and share with us your thoughts concerning all these statements credited to one person or the other. This morning, President Muhammadu Buhari to shoot on sight or not. Banditry has been ravaging, kidnappings and all sorts have been going around the country in the last how many years? But in the last couple of months, it's been really on the very serious side this in the country. And Mr. President have come out eventually to speak. What do you think concerning what he has said? To shoot on sight or not? This is one of the many topics, headlines that we are talking about today. 08091551055. 08091551055 and 08056998678, 07069493000. Those are the numbers. Share with us what are your thoughts, what are your opinion concerning some of these headlines that we have brought to you this morning from the dailies for today. And while I expect that, my guest is seated in the house, very ready to give us a very explanative things concerning what we want to look at for today. And just as I said, it's about the menace of the COVID-19. 1 year and counting. It is ravaging the whole world, and looking at the numbers of people who have contacted this, numbers of death all over the world, it is very scary. And what could be done? What could be done? The vaccines are here. The rollout is already in progress. Nigerians are waiting. What will you be ready to take these vaccines? If our followers are definitely doing us cheating on us this morning, we will still have time, because I also want you to ask questions from my guest this morning before I bring. Okay, let me let you know. Before I bring her in for today, she is someone who is vast. She is the head of Department of Infectious Diseases, the University College Hospital, UCH here. The government of Nigeria, through the National Primary Healthcare Development Agency, that's the NPHCDA, is leading Nigeria's effort to access safe, effective, and efficacious COVID-19 vaccines. Only vaccines approved by the government of Nigeria and provided through accredited means should be accessed. Please avoid accepting vaccines from unknown sources. And a person with COVID-19 is contagious and can start spreading it to others starting 48 hours. That's about 2 days before the person has any symptoms or test positive. We will look into some and so much more about this on the program this morning. It's the YS Live, and we are live from the studio of Splash 105.5 FM. It's a pleasure to have Dr. Olukemi Adekambi, and she's a consultant, and she's the head of Department of Infectious Diseases, University College Hospital. Dr. Olukemi, good morning, and thank you for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
Have you taken your job?
No, I haven't.
Okay.
Not yet available to us. So.
How soon are we looking at this?
We're hoping it will be available soon. We understand that we should be receiving some vaccines in Oyo State this week, and hopefully soon after that the vaccine should be made available to frontline healthcare workers. So we're waiting eagerly.
The vaccines are on their way, and we just hope they get here. Ogun State received theirs yesterday, It's just some few kilometers away from Oyo State, so probably Oyo State will be next. But let's get down to the nitty-gritty of this properly. Some people have been wondering, these vaccines are here. We have the AstraZeneca vaccine. How is it possible to differentiate the original? Because believe you me, I trust the world at large. I don't want to say just Nigeria. The world at large will have the replica of this. But is it possible to know which is the original and where can we get the jabs?
Okay. In terms of getting the jab here in Ibadan, in Oyo State, we should only go to accredited centers or facilities. So the vaccines that arrived in Nigeria came through the COVAX facility, which is a partnership between international organizations like WHO, UNICEF, Gavi, CEPI. And so we are certain that they've come from a good source. So it's up to us to make sure that we only go to accredited facilities and that are highlighted by the government to take these immunizations.
And because I'm so very sure that so many people will be nervous concerning this. COVID-19 has been here for 1 year plus now, and we've been hearing it has come to stay. Just like the malaria, the fever, and thereabout. But be it as it may, can the vaccine make someone sick at any point in time?
Okay, so the vaccines cannot make you sick. They cannot give you COVID. Okay, there are different types of vaccines. There's the one that is what we call the mRNA vaccine, which is AstraZeneca isn't an mRNA vaccine. It doesn't contain live virus, so it cannot give you COVID. Okay, and then the AstraZeneca also cannot give you COVID because it does not contain the virus. Okay. So as long you can only get COVID if you are infected by the SARS-CoV-2 virus, and none of these vaccines contains live virus. So you cannot get the actual disease by getting the jab. However, you can get some side effects, which so far have not been. I mean, if you look at the literature, so far have not been bad. A lot of them are the kind of reactions that or side effects that you get from the other vaccines. Maybe a little soreness at the site of injection. Some people complain of fatigue or maybe a mild fever. But those are things that are well documented to be common side effects of vaccines. But no one should fear that they can get COVID-19 from taking a COVID vaccine.
Now, this side effects, because now a little bit of, I don't want to use the word fear in my heart as well, not to put it into the minds of those out there. You just made mention of some of the side effects, probably the rash, the few pains taken from the jab. But are we looking at probably slight malaria, body temperature, headache, feverishness, what again? Okay, so some people have also reported low-grade fevers. So not that the person's body gets very hot, but maybe they feel a little warm. It's also been reported that you can have aches and pains as well. So with the first dose, for the ones that are 2 doses, and most of them are, the one that's in Nigeria, the AstraZeneca vaccine is to be given in 2 doses, about 12 days apart. The vaccine, the first dose is said to be usually more easy to tolerate, and the second dose is usually can give you a bit more in terms of side effects. And that's because the first time around, your body, this vaccine, the vaccine is introduced into your body, and then the immune system, it primes the immune system to respond against the next dose or any time the vaccine is the organism is introduced. So after the next dose, you have a bit more of a reaction because it's already, the immune system has been primed by the first dose. But side effects, not illness. Not illness. Okay, but basically sluggishness a little bit once in a while, fatigue.
Maybe some fatigue, some aches, some pain, some soreness at the point where you got the vaccine. maybe a low-grade fever, but millions of people have been vaccinated outside the country, and
Absolutely.
And we're not hearing terrible reports. So.
Now, 2 doses. Seriously, I'm just now noting this. So it's going to be twice. Taking it twice. The first one to get the system ready and to prime the body system, and the second. Now, after getting a COVID-19 vaccine, will I test positive for COVID-19 on a viral test?
Okay, so we're considered to be fully immunized against COVID when we've had about 2 weeks after our second dose.
Okay, about 2 weeks after
our second dose.
Okay.
Yes, and the hope is that following that you will not test positive, you will not get infected. But no vaccine is 100% effective in everybody. So when they say a vaccine, for instance, is 95% effective, maybe will prevent the infection in 95 out of 100 people, but there might be 5 people who have been vaccinated but who might still get infected. So the vast majority will not get infected after they've been vaccinated, but there might be a few here and there.
Wow. Now, I know for those of us out there and you're viewing us or listening to us at this point in time, and so many questions you would want to ask, that time will still come very shortly. Dr. Olukemi Adekombi, the head of department infectious diseases UCH, is here. We will take a whole lot from you, and it will be right after the short commercial break. Please stay with us.
Mọ ohun tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ ní àyíká rẹ nípasẹ̀ ìròyìn BBC ní Yorùbá. Nítorí kí o tó lè tayọ, o ní láti mọ̀ ọ́n. Ní ìmísí pẹ̀lú àwọn oríṣiríṣi ìròyìn láti ibi àti káàkiri àgbáyé. Nígbà tí o bá ní ìmọ̀ nípa ohun tó ń lọ ní àgbáyé, o lè ṣe ohunkóhun. Mọ ohun tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ ní àyíká rẹ. Wá BBC News Yorùbá kàn.
Show power for your side, it gon' knock you down. I'm a damn salt gel. Me I can tell you no say, malaria medicine we no get bad taste, no bitter taste from out, and it dey easy to swallow. Try, I got red game changer. I'm a damn salt gel.
I'm a damn soft gel. Now to treat malaria. If body not well after 3 days, see a doctor.
ọ̀rẹ́ wa ìjẹ́ egbògi yóyó bitters ń bá àgọ́ ara rẹ ṣọ̀rẹ́ bí? ìtumọ̀ ni pé ṣé ò ń lo egbògi yóyó bitters lójoojúmọ́? yóyó bitters egbògi tó ń dáàbò bo ara kúrò lọ́wọ́ àrùn àti àìsàn. o lè máa lo yóyó bitters bí oúnjẹ aṣaralóore tàbí kí o máa lò ó bí oògùn gẹ́gẹ́ bí ìmọ̀ràn àwọn dókítà. yóyó bitters egbògi tó ń fọ gẹ̀dẹ̀gẹ̀dẹ̀ ara ni. yóyó bitters lọ́gán ló máa ń dẹ́kun ọ̀pá ẹ̀yìn tó ń roni. yóyó bitters ọ̀pọ̀ inú tó kún lákùnjù gbé e lura kára rẹ̀ ó yá gágá. yóyó bitters àmọ́ rẹ̀ ní jí pépé fúnni lókun àti ṣiṣẹ́ akin. ó ń gbani lọ́wọ́ àìsàn àti àjàkálẹ̀ àrùn. ìdí nìyí tó fi gbọ́dọ̀ ní yóyó bitters lárọ̀ọ́wọ́tò rẹ̀ nínú ilé lọ́fíìsì níbikíbi. ó wà lólómi lóní gel àti ní kóró. tètè lọ ilé ìtajà ògùn tó bá súnmọ́. yóyó bitters ọ̀rẹ́ ìmùlẹ̀ tí ò gbọ́dọ̀ wọ́n ni. yóyó bitters kára ó mọ́ tinú tòde.
Hey, darling, have you ported your phone number?
Yeah, I did it yesterday, and I have been enjoying the new one. Actually, I regret I didn't do it way earlier.
Well, there is a new port in town.
What is that? Wait, can I port my car to a Rolls Royce?
Wifey, no, you can't port your car, but you can switch your pension fund administrator, PFA, to ICO Pension. This is made possible because the National Pension Commission has launched the RSA transfer system, which means you can also now enjoy the quality service I am accustomed to at ICO Pension. You have to do it immediately to avoid another regret.
Nice! This is the best news ever!
Yes, dear. To port to ICO Pension today, visit www.icopension.com/switch or call 0700 ICO PFA. And in no time, you will also enjoy their excellent customer service.
Yes, so Rose and ICO forever.
You see?
Someone is jealous. Okay, Rose and Larry together forever.
ICO Pension. Tomorrow's peace of mind starts with today's plans.
Mommy, let's play football. Mommy, help me push my bicycle. Mommy, jump rope. Mommy, here, let's play hide and seek. Yay!
One,
Mommy, let's have some Twisco. You need it.
It's easy to spot a Twisco kid because they seem to be so active. Introducing new Twisco chocolate drink powder, a unique blend of cocoa, milk, and malt, fortified with Enafort, a special blend of vitamins and minerals that helps give kids the vitality they need for an action-packed day. Twisco, power your dream.
Don't let power outage interrupt your life. Genos inverters come on automatically during power outage, so you enjoy continuous power without interruption. Get Genos and enjoy power without noise and without manual changeover. Call 0700-111-2233. That is 0700-111-2233. Genos inverters and batteries, energizing lives.
Charles!
Yes, Mommy?
Go and bring 2 sachets of hypo bleach for me.
Why 2?
Because I'm using one to soak the whites and using one to kill all the germs.
But I can't see any germs here.
They are so tiny you can't see them, but they are there. And that is why I trust only hypo bleach to kill them all.
Make your white fabrics whiter and your household free of illness causing germs and viruses with the disinfecting power of hypo bleach.
Capture your world in stunning detail with the new Nokia 5.4. With a powerful 48MP quad camera and advanced video recording, giving you total creative control. Its generous 2-day battery life means your phone is there for you and your family when you need it most. Whether it's for work or play, you can see more on the 6.39 HD Plus screen. Nokia smartphones. Trusted, always secure, and built to last.
YS Live.
All right. Thank you so very much for being there. It's still YS Live coming to you from Splash 105.5 FM. And for today, we are looking at the COVID-19 vaccination, a major strategy to fight COVID-19 disease. And now that the vaccines are here in the country, and we are watching and waiting when the distribution will go around the country, the 36 states of the country and the Federal Capital Territory. It's already in the Federal Capital Territory, but reports that we have it that states got theirs. So we are anticipating and we are waiting judiciously and anxiously here in Ibadan, or your state, for us, so we can get this done. My guest is of the Department of the head of Department, Infectious Diseases, University College Hospital, UCH, Dr. Olukemi Adekambi. She's here, and we have been discussing a whole lot. You can share with us, you can ask questions as well concerning the COVID-19, majorly the efficacy of the vaccines, and what are your thoughts concerning these vaccines that the vaccine that are here, the AstraZeneca COVID-19. Are there other ones aside the AstraZeneca vaccines?
Yes, there are other brands. Other pharmaceutical companies have made COVID-19 vaccines. There's one from Pfizer, BioNTech. There's also one from Moderna.
Moderna, yeah.
Yes.
Johnson & Johnson.
There's one from Johnson & Johnson, which I think so far is the only single-dose one. There's one from a Russian company, pharmaceutical company. So there are quite a few out there.
And we'll just admonish us out there, once these vaccines come into town, from the accredited places, point that we can actually do this, I guess we will get to know, so that not just from anybody, so-called doctors, pharmacists, chemists, you can get. Let's just get to know one or two other things concerning what to do concerning this. If I have already had COVID-19 and recovered, do I still need to get to get vaccinated with the COVID-19 vaccine?
Yes, that's a very good question. You do need to get vaccinated, even if you've been infected before and recovered, because it's possible to be infected more than once. And yes, and we do have cases that we are certain of that got infected once. They tested negative afterwards, so we're sure they cleared the infection and subsequently got infected again. and there's no reason to believe that they can't get infected again. So,
well, with the vaccine, just like I have malaria and I've treated malaria, of course, that means, of course, malaria can still come back. So that's the way it looks like for the COVID. Even if you had it, you recovered, the possibility of getting it is still there.
Yes, possibility exists.
Wow. And even with the vaccine, it's not 100% assurance that with that vaccine, you are clear.
No, so it's not 100% assurance that you won't get infected. But one thing that the vaccines do is that even if you do get infected, that they prevent severe outcomes. So they prevent things like mechanical ventilation, where you have very bad respiratory failure and you need to breathe with a machine. They also prevent admission to the ICU and death. So poor outcomes is what you are certain of if you are vaccinated. You will not have poor outcomes. The risk of infection is also significantly lower. But in the event that somebody does get infected, those poor outcomes should be prevented. That's the strength of the vaccines.
Wow. Somebody once asked me that can a COVID-19 vaccine alter his DNA? Is it possible?
No, so the COVID-19 vaccine does not alter your DNA. Does not, because I mentioned that they have the Pfizer and the BioNTech are RNA vaccines that don't even get into your genetic material. So they don't get into your DNA. They don't get into the nucleus of the cell. So it does not alter your DNA at all.
All right. If you heard that, Desmond, I guess you're safe. Your DNA is 100% intact right now. Now, so many people have said with this vaccine, and is it possible for a pregnant woman to take the vaccine?
Okay, that's also another good question, and I'm not certain what the guidelines will say in Nigeria, but I can tell you that pregnant women are at an increased risk of having poor outcomes, so either for the fetus, for the baby, or for the mother. So we have, if a pregnant woman has COVID-19, she has a higher risk of losing that pregnancy, and also if she also has a higher risk of having a severe course of the disease. Now, if a pregnant woman is in any of the groups that is being vaccinated, it is advisable that she takes the vaccine. Now, those are the guidelines that are coming out of other countries who are ahead of us in this journey. What they've done is, so for instance, if you started out by vaccinating frontline healthcare workers, and there's a pregnant woman who's a frontline healthcare worker, since she's in that group, it's advisable that she's vaccinated. Now, the data regarding the safety and efficacy of the vaccines in pregnant women is not as much as we have in non-pregnant adults. So we don't have as much information. But in the earlier studies, which we always, when pharmaceutical companies do studies, they always start at the very beginning with animal studies before they graduate to human studies. There's no adverse effects found in animals. And then so far in pregnant women, it's not believed to be harmful. But the studies are ongoing. Even outside the country, the studies are ongoing. So when you do biomedical research, you tend to exclude what we call vulnerable populations at first. So children. So you don't ever start a study in children. You don't ever start a vaccine that's for everybody. You don't start with children. You don't start with pregnant women. You start with healthy adults. And then when you have a bit of data and it's reassuring, then you can move now to the more vulnerable populations. So the studies are ongoing to accumulate data about safety and efficacy in pregnant women and also in children, but there's no evidence that says it is harmful to a pregnant woman or her baby. But we do know that if you have COVID and you are pregnant, your baby is at risk, at more than average risk, and you are also more than average risk for a bad outcome. So that's why that group should be protected by vaccination.
So now the study that we have for now states that children for now are still exempted from this jabs, the COVID-19 vaccines for now.
For now, we don't have enough evidence yet to say it's safe for them. So for now, they're not being vaccinated, and luckily they have milder disease. They're less likely to get infected anyway, so it's a good thing that, or at least we have some more time to get, the scientific community has more time to get information about whether it's okay to give it to children.
Taking the jabs, probably the 2 jabs of the vaccines, how long can this last for someone after taking it?
Okay, so that's also another very good question. And the truth is that nobody knows. So the scientific community is still watching people to determine how long the antibodies will last for, how long the immunity that they acquire from the immunization will last for. So we don't know yet. And it's an ongoing, it's a process, it's a work in progress, and they will, over time continue to evaluate people that have been vaccinated and determine how long it lasts.
We'll get to so many things to know about this, and I'm really, really getting to know that even with the jabs, I probably need to be very careful. It's still YS Live on Splash FM 105.5 FM, and let's take another break. When we come back, we will open up the phone lines, and you can join us.
Guy, my current PFA gives me concerns. The last time I got any account statement from them was a year ago. Even their customer service is so poor. They don't respond to email or messages on social media. Wow. Yes, so I can't imagine this type of error I made. And to imagine I'm stuck with them for the rest of my life. I hope I even get paid when I retire.
Nah, you don't need to be at their mercy. Haven't you heard of the transfer window?
Guy, be serious. We are not talking about the Premier League.
This is not about football. The National Pension Commission has launched the RSA transfer system, which means you can now change your preferred PFA.
Really?
Yes, I have ported to ICO Pension. Their service is second to none. They respond promptly to your request, and their customers come first. I can ask for a better PFA.
That's it. ICO Pension is the answer. For more information on how you can transfer your pension account to ICO Pension, visit www.icopension.com/switch or call 0700 ICO PFA. ICO Pension. Tomorrow's peace of mind starts with today's plans.
Babes, good morning. How are you doing? Good morning, Ojere. See, now I'm just tired, my friend. I'm thinking of how we get to the market to buy food stuff and provision again. See, it's a big problem for me.
Are you really serious? Haven't you heard of Food Locker? A place where you can get all your food stuff and groceries affordably and without stress. In fact, you can sit at home, in your office, anywhere, and order everything you need at www.foodlocker.com.ng, and they will deliver right at your doorstep. They have yams, gari, meat, crayfish, oil, provisions, even pap ogi. Let me switch your belly safe. Their prices are so affordable and very comparable with market prices. You will even get farm fresh vegetables, chicken and fruits, and they also have continental products. Please, stop giving yourself problem. Just go to www.foodlocker.com.ng and shop or visit their store at Food Locker Building along Dupe Eleyele Road, Magazine Road, Jericho, Ibadan. You can also download the Food Locker mobile app from Google Play Store.
This is good news. Thank you very much, my friend. You are a lifesaver. www.foodlocker.com.ng is the answer.
For further details, call 0903-178-7037. Food Locker. All your food stuff and groceries in one place.
One expert don't land with big ogbonge odds and sharp cash out method. You will like sports. This is now your big opportunity to make better money on top all your bets. Where be bigger? My Niger people, I beg, make una no sleep on this one. Make you rush now. Go visit our website on oneexpert.ng. Don't forget to use the promo code BETNG and you go get 200% bonus on your first deposit. One expert. Bet we're there for everybody.
Ó yá gbogbo èèyàn pẹ̀lú oríṣiríṣi ara yín ẹ̀mú ohunkóhun tọ́wọ́ yín bá bà ìbájọmọ́rogùn síbi onírin àní ohunkóhun ẹ jẹ́ ká ṣeré ìdárayá ọ̀pá arúgbó lọ́wọ́ tiẹ̀ bá ìyẹn náà bàjẹ́ kò sí gírì ẹ̀dùrọ̀ ẹ̀jọ̀ ẹ jẹ́ kẹsàrí sẹ́tì ìdí ẹ̀mú náà. Ó yá ẹjọ́ bọ́dì gbogbo èèyàn la pèsè eré ìdárayá afọkàntara lókun nínú ìdíje 3 Crowns Make Fitness Challenge amárata kébé ọlọ́gbọ̀n ọjọ́ forúkọsílẹ̀ lónìí ní www.femininelounge.com/competition.
3 Crowns Milk. Healthy moms, happy families.
Don't let power outage interrupt your life. Genos inverters come on automatically during power outage, so you enjoy continuous power without interruption. Get Genos and enjoy power without noise and without manual changeover. Call 0700-111-2233. That is 0700-111-2233. Genos inverters and batteries, energizing lives.
1960 bets don't return with big FCO as they don't arrange new management. We don't come back better and stronger. Then they pay commission to their agents' bank accounts and winnings to their customers. Sharply. No delay. You can do football or virtual games plus live bet jackpot for inside 1960 bets. Visit their website on top www.1960bets.com. 1960 bets. Play and win.
YS Live.
YS Live.
right, it's still YS Live on Splash FM for today, Tuesday, 9th day in the month of March 2021. And we are still talking about and discussing COVID-19 vaccination, a major strategy to fight COVID-19 diseases. You can join the conversation, and the lines are definitely open, 0809-155-1055 and 0805-699-8678, 070-694-93000. These are the numbers, and they are readily available. What do you want to know concerning the vaccines? What do you want to know concerning how to go about this when the vaccines get into your state and the environment here? The lines are available. Dr. Olukemi Adekombi, the head of department, infectious diseases, University College Hospital, UCH. She's here. Dr. Kemi, thank you once again for joining us here. Let's look at the first wave of this COVID-19 when it came sometimes last year, February, March, April. About this time last year, it was we were very nervous. Nigerians were very nervous concerning it. Everybody went about with their face mask, face shield, and suddenly everybody became a surgeon because you have to probably use that and you wouldn't recognize each other anymore. But as of today, the parties have started. You go to the markets and everybody has thrown caution into the wind at this point in time. And over the last couple of months, we saw that the rate at which it rose, the infection rose, was very high. But about 3 weeks ago, I began to see that we're beginning to have 500 and so less than 1,000 on daily basis now. But what would you say could be done for us to go back, before we go back into the vaccination proper now? What could be done so that everybody can adhere strictly to this? States like Lagos, Abuja, you must, or else you are arrested. I know South Africa is one country that if you don't have the face mask, but in our dear country, Nigeria, or your state in particular, what will you say could be done?
It's difficult. There's really no single activity, but I would say that opinion leaders, thought leaders, religious leaders, people in positions of authority, who people listen to and respect, should continue to push the narrative that we need to continue to try to protect ourselves. So there are certain people in places of authority, whether they're the school headmaster or head teacher in school, whether it's religious leaders, whether it's community leaders, traditional leaders, people who have a pulpit to speak from, should continue to preach prevention, because we're not out of this yet.
We're not out of this yet.
No.
It has come to stay.
We hope not, but at this point we're not free and clear yet.
Malaria has come to stay.
Yes, malaria.
HIV/AIDS have come to stay.
Yes.
And we just hope the right things could be done. That will lead me into this other question. What are the guidelines for proper hygiene to protect against COVID-19?
So to protect against COVID-19, there are a few things that we kind of focus on. The first one being wearing our mask. So it's recommended that we wear our face masks all the time, apart from when you're at home within your household. So if you're outside, maybe outdoors, you should be wearing your mask. If you're at work, if you're in a place of worship, wherever, you're supposed to be wearing your mask as long as you're not alone. It's also recommended that we wash our hands. So that's instruction has not changed. We're supposed to wash our hands before we do a lot of things, and after we've Thank you. After we've come into contact with people and so on, or even surfaces, environments, we're supposed to keep washing our hands, and we're also supposed to maintain a distance of about 6 feet, 2 meters, 6 feet from the next person when we can. Avoid overcrowding, avoid crowded situations, and as much as you can, if you can, ensure that there is ventilation wherever you are. If you're not alone, or you do your activities outside, if you can shift some things outside so that there's ventilation. It's preferable. So those are the things that we...
Some people have said probably the weather condition in Nigeria at this point in time, the heat that we're experiencing is one of the major reasons why the infection has reduced drastically. And some have said the weather is one thing. Once the COVID-19 likes the cold weather, it spreads faster in a very cold environment. Probably that's why they have a big issue in the UK at this point. When you say weather, the weather condition has helped us a little bit to subdue this to an extent.
I'm not sure how much of a role weather has played. But when you think about what happens in places where they have winter and really cold weather, the truth is that when it's winter, people don't stay outdoors. So yeah, they're always indoors and tend to be, more people together, and you will have overcrowding. You will have more opportunities for a virus to spread when everybody's huddled inside, as opposed to when people can have outdoor activities or be outdoors. So perhaps the weather has played some role, but I'm not certain about that.
Wow. For so many people whereby we have always had, some of us have had that assumption about weather, that the sun, the heat is something that is helping us in the country today. And some have even said that they prefer to dry themselves, stay in the sun, so that COVID-19 cannot come up to them. The weather has nothing to do concerning COVID-19. The needful has to be done. Stay away, keep the distance, and wash your hands, and the needed things that has to be done. 0809 155 1055, 0805 699 8676, 070 6949 3000. Those are the numbers we have in here. And what are the questions? What do you want to know concerning the vaccination for COVID-19 and how to go about it when they arrive here in Ibadan and Oyo State in general? Dr. Olukemi Adekambi is still with me. She's a consultant, the head of Department Infectious Diseases, University College Hospital. Doctor, looking at these vaccines that are here now, do we really have the facility, the cold storage facility, to really store this thing here in Oyo State?
I would say absolutely we do. So the recommended vaccine storage temperature is between about 2 and 8 degrees centigrade, which is the same amount. This is the same required storage conditions for all our other childhood immunization vaccines, which we store and administer very successfully, and it's been done that way for several years. So that's probably one of the reasons why we opted for, or we have the AstraZeneca vaccine, because it's not one of the ones that needs to be stored at a very low temperature, -20, -70. That would have been challenging for us. But this AstraZeneca vaccine can be stored at the same temperature where we store all our childhood immunization vaccines, all our other adult vaccines. And we've really, I think Nigeria is a vaccination success story to a large extent. And I don't think there will be any challenges whatsoever with delivering this vaccine.
100-year-old father, mother is safe to take this vaccine?
Well,
or what do you think will be the age bracket that for people who should go about taking this vaccine?
Well, one of the priority groups for the vaccines is people who are elderly. So people who are above the age of 65, I think, or 60 is what some of the other countries use as cutoff for priority. So after they finish with their frontline healthcare workers, they focused on the elderly. And I personally know of a 90-year-old woman who has received her first dose and is waiting for her second dose in the UK. She's the mother of a friend. So I'm not sure that there is going to be a specific age cutoff. And like you said, individuals are different. A 100-year-old in some situations might be healthier than a 90-year-old or an 80-year-old. So it's not necessarily an age cutoff per se at that stage. It's you kind of look at the individual and see if you can think of any reasons why they should not get the vaccine.
The fear of getting this vaccine is one other thing, and I just want you to admonish our dear listeners, those listening to us or viewing us on all our social media handles at this point in time, to please, what will you tell them concerning this? Because even you talking to me about off the mic, Desmond, the whole lot of us here, the admonition about it, the fear, the slight side effects. Again, let's just roll over them once again for those who probably are just joining us at this point, that this are just some of the few things that will occur when you take the jabs.
Okay, so I would say that there might be some side effects. You might have some pain at the site of the injection. There might be a low-grade fever, especially with the second dose. There might be some fatigue, but these things will pass. And I think it's a small price to pay for possibly saving your life, okay, and also the life of your loved ones. Because you remember that if you get this vaccine, your chances of, even if your chances of getting the infection are significantly lower. And if by any chance you get infected, your chances of having a bad outcome are almost zero, according to the data that is available to us. And also, if you don't get an infection, it means that you cannot pass it on to somebody else, okay? So you're not doing it only for yourself, but you're doing it for your loved ones. So let's not be afraid of the vaccine. Yes, it might come with a little bit of discomfort, but I think it's a small price to pay.
Now, if the father of the house or the mother in the family takes the vaccine, does that protect the house? Because I know some people say, my daddy has taken, so it obviously the protection probably will radiate around all of them in the house. Can that work?
So actually, if you look at sorry to digress a little bit, if you look at the US CDC guidelines that came out yesterday about how people who have been vaccinated, how they should behave around other people. It says if somebody has been fully vaccinated, meaning 2 weeks after your second dose, if you are fully vaccinated and we expect you to be immune by now, you can interact with other people who have also been vaccinated but are not from your household freely, indoors, and even without a mask. That's what the CDC says. But if there's anybody within your household who has not been vaccinated while you have been vaccinated, you still need to be careful, especially if they have any issue that makes them high risk for getting infected. Do you understand? So it doesn't mean once somebody in the household has been infected, we throw caution to the wind. No. Especially if that person is still high risk. So if you think about the way the infection is spread, if I inhale a droplet or an aerosol from an infected person, and it's in my nostrils right now, but maybe because of the vaccine, my immune system prevents it from invading my body and causing an infection. But it's in my nostrils, I can still go home and sneeze it on my child. Do you understand? And if that child or my elderly grandparent or my elderly parent, so I can still infect somebody. Do you understand? But that short time period when it colonizes my nostrils and so on, I can pass it on. But I'm not going to get very sick because the vaccine is going to prevent it from invading my body and causing a severe infection. So getting the vaccine does not mean we throw caution to the wind. If by any chance the other people in your household are also vaccinated, I mean, right now we're not wearing masks at home. Nobody's recommended that you should wear masks at home in your household. So whatever precautions you were taking before, you need to continue taking. So when you're out, you need to continue wearing your mask and so on and so forth. So you still don't run the however little risk of bringing something home to those at home.
Wow. There's a whole lot to know. There's a whole lot to learn. And I keep asking you out there, the fear, it's nothing to fear about concerning this COVID-19 vaccination. And I've just admonished that once it gets here, why don't we avail ourselves this possibility of taking the COVID vaccination? Please join us and let's discuss about this properly and ask Dr. Olukemi Adekambi concerning what you need to know and how prepared should we be concerning the vaccination, which will stroll in and roll in very shortly, hopefully before the end of the week, and under 1 week or thereabout, into our dear state up in here. What are the questions that you have? What are your opinions concerning, or the comments you have concerning the COVID-19 vaccine and the administering of all this vaccine? 08091551055, 08056998676, 07069493000. The numbers are available. Dr. Olukemi Adekambi, she's available. Let's hear you. What are the things you want to know concerning COVID-19? When the vaccines, when they arrived here in their nation, Nigeria, I looked at it and I said, eventually, nobody's going to have COVID again once you are administered. And somebody said, hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, your name and where you calling us from?
What is it? I just want to ask, how effective does that vaccine, does it have any side effects when one takes it? Because as we are hearing the news that somebody that is well fed can take the vaccine. Is this vaccine for everybody or for those that are well fed?
All right. Thank you so very much. Though we've spoken about it, but I know Dr. Adekambi, you will not be tired concerning that. I know it's about that, the side effect. Dr. Adekambi, this one, do you have anybody coming? Okay. That side effect, I asked you severally here again. It is something that the fear everybody has, but you've stated it earlier. Please, for the benefit of those wanting to know.
Okay. Thank you for that question to our listener. So the side effects with COVID vaccine are the kind of side effects we tend to have with other vaccines. So the point at which the injection is given might be painful for a little bit afterwards. It might be a little bit swollen. One might feel a little tired, and one might also have a low fever. Not like the body will be very hot, but one might feel a little feverish and might be have some aches and pains. But these are things that are usually last a day or two and resolve according to what's out there in the literature. And then with regard to whether or not somebody who is not well fed can take the vaccine, remember that a vaccine is not the vaccine that is injected into you is not the antibody. It's not the protection you need. It is something that is going to stimulate the immune system to provide antibodies. So you need an immune system that is working very well. And we know that people who are malnourished, if you are malnourished, your immunity can be compromised. So it doesn't matter being well fed or not. If you are well nourished, yes, you can take the vaccine. But if somebody is malnourished for any reason, we can expect that their immune response to that vaccine may not be ideal. And so it's not that it will harm them, but they may not have the expected response. And so the vaccine may not be as protective in them because their immune system did not rise to the challenge.
So there's nothing to fear. And the side effects are just one of those normal things we feel when we probably take a cup mixture just to bring us down a little bit, but not on the high side. Can someone? Okay. Hello, good morning. Okay, we lost that. Please, you can get back to us. The numbers have been reeled out. We'll look out and we'll expect you to get back to us. Someone who is diabetic, someone who is hypertensive, can they take this vaccine?
Absolutely, they can. And these are the people we want to vaccinate because they're the ones that are high risk of having poor outcomes. So people with comorbidities, we call them comorbidities, these chronic conditions that can affect your immunity or make you sick. These are the people that we want to target after we've targeted frontline healthcare workers and maybe the elderly. Yes, absolutely. They can take the vaccine.
So if you are diabetic, if you are hypertensive, you are absolutely free and very, very ready. Please, you can take it. That's something it came over and I like, can they be exempted from this? But Dr. Akambi just stated it. You are welcome to take this. 08091551055 08056998678 and 07069493000. These are the numbers that brings you live into the studio of Splash FM for today. Desmond will take a commercial break, and when we return, we'll expect to get your calls and more talk concerning COVID-19 vaccination. Stay with us.
Dentist, wetin be cavities and how Colgate take they protect my teeth from cavities? Shey they use Kung Fu?
No, dear. Now, hole for teeth they cause most tooth pain will be cavity. But if you use Colgate Maximum Cavity Protection, take brush every day. The confirmed formula could help keep natural calcium inside our teeth. We could protect them from tooth decay.
Time don't reach to upgrade to the world's most chosen toothpaste, Colgate. Because Colgate locks calcium in.
Now, the Nigerian Dental Association, they recommend Colgate. Capture your world in stunning detail with the new Nokia 5.4. With a powerful 48MP quad camera and advanced video recording, giving you total creative control. Its generous 2-day battery life means your phone is there for you and your family when you need it most. Whether it's for work or play, you can see more on the 6.39 HD Plus screen. Nokia smartphones. Trusted, always secure, and built to last.
YS Live.
YS Live.
Thank you, Desmond. I know the fear is there. Desmond himself is on, I don't know. But Damola, you're okay with the vaccine, are we? Ready to take? Trust you. I know. Okay. The lines are readily available. Please bear with us. Network is fluctuating, but just keep on keeping on. We'll get it right, and let's get your contributions concerning this. Dr. Lukemi Adekambi, she's all here, and she's really ready to take your questions and explain to us what are the things we need to do. Right after taking these vaccines, are there specific diet, meal that we should take at every point in time?
No, so far we don't have any dietary restrictions with regard to the vaccine. So just carry on as usual. Of course, we always recommend a healthy diet, fruits, vegetables, but that's all the time, not in particular relation to the vaccine.
Yeah, so the amala, everything can go on.
Everything can continue.
The can go on.
It can continue. It can go on. Absolutely.
You're free. All right. Well, we expect your calls, and let me just ask and know certain things about this AstraZeneca vaccine. Putting it together, it took almost a year. And for frontline health workers like you, you've been there, you've seen this and that. Will you probably just give us a percentage as to say this can withstand, this can stand for a long time, for 2 years in the body, for 5 years, for 3 months, or 2 weeks, or thereabout?
Honestly, anything I tell you will be a guess, and it's just not. There's no point, because whatever you say will be, taken as the gospel truth. So anything anybody tells you, honestly, is a guess at this point. Nobody's saying
it is 100%.
Yeah, nobody's saying whether it's the vaccine that will need to be repeated yearly, every 2 years, every 3 years, booster doses, lifetime coverage. We really don't know.
Now, even once I take the first jab of this COVID, it has to be, the second dose has to be taken under 12 days.
12 days, yes.
12 days.
Yes.
And right after that, the second dose, what's the duration? Should it be that we'll keep on keeping on watching, monitoring whoever must have taken it, or what are the things to look out for in such a person that's taken the 2 doses, the 2 jabs?
Okay, so just like any vaccine, anybody who's taken a vaccine should, should just monitor themselves for any symptoms. Anything that strikes you as odd should be monitored.
Good. Let's just try and open up a little bit. When you say symptoms, mild fever, cold, catarrh, or what should we look out for?
So
I'm not taking the jab now, and I know that I'm very, very okay. But obviously, probably when I take that jab, what are the symptoms? I've never had it.
Okay.
So I've never had the COVID-19 itself, the coronavirus. But for those, you are on the front line. You know what you see. What should people look out for when you take these jabs?
Okay, so first of all, we haven't given the vaccine to anybody yet in this state in Ibadan. So we're going by what we know, what we've read from other places where people have been vaccinated and what we know from other vaccines, which is that your arm where you take the vaccine might hurt. Afterwards, you might feel feverish.
Any part of the hand will be given?
Right at the, it's usually given the upper arm where we call the deltoid muscle. So that upper arm, the fleshy part of your upper arm on the outside.
On the right or on the left?
Whichever
Any
one.
of the
I don't
hand.
think it's, whichever one. Some people will prefer not to. If you're right-handed, you might prefer to get it in your left hand. So if the hand starts to ache, you can still write, So it's not, there's no particular one. So you can watch out for that, watch out for the feverish feeling, tiredness, but nothing more than that, really.
Some have said fruit. Okay, you made mention of fruits to an extent. Those are part of things at that point one needs to consume much more, or
there's no dietary change needed for a vaccine, but we do like people to eat healthy all the time. So not just because you're getting a vaccine. And of course, with COVID, many of us have adopted some slightly better health habits, whether it's sleeping on time or eating right or exercising, because we're all trying to boost our immunity so we won't get COVID. So for those of us that have adopted good lifestyle habits, let's continue. And for those who haven't yet, let's try to acquire them. There's no dietary restriction recommended. You don't have COVID when you get the vaccine. It's not giving you the infection, so you're not trying to treat anything. But you should just be trying to make yourself healthier in general.
If I have probably taken, let's say, the first jab of COVID now, for someone like me, I like to play football, and I'm in the midst of some of my colleagues, other footballers, whereby they haven't taken. Am I still safe?
Well, if you've taken you said first jab.
Let's just assume the first jab, before we now say even the second jab.
I would say after the first jab, just continue as you always have. All the protective measures, because nothing has really changed. I know you're fully immunized, right? You haven't had your second dose, and then after your second dose, we kind of wait. We say it's about 2 weeks after that you're considered to be immune. So after your first dose, you just continue all precautions. Even after the second dose, it's recommended that you continue all precautions.
There's nothing to fear. You can always go on as you have been doing.
If you have been observing precautions before. Yes.
I know myself very well. If you get on my table, at least you find 2 sanitizers, my face masks, the shield. They're always there. Okay. And when you made mention of let's keep our social distance, I smiled to myself. Okay, that's my middle name at this point in time. 08091551055. I know you have been calling, all right, and you can now, let's do it. Let's see if the network is far better. 08091551055 and 08056998676, 07069493000. Those are the numbers we have using, if you want to share with us what are the things you want to know concerning this COVID-19 vaccination for today. They are definitely worth knowing, as we are expecting the vaccination to come in here. 08056998678, beg your pardon, I'll take that again. 08056998678 and 07069493000. Please, those are the 2 numbers we have. We have issues with the first one. Network is not friendly on that side, but the other 2 are definitely available. Please, you can hit me up and sure. Please bring down the volume of your radio. Hello, good morning. Hello, good. Please bring down the volume of your radio. Good morning. Thank you. All right, please just get back. I know network, we will get it right. We will get it. What do you want to know? What are the questions you have? What do you want to know about the vaccination, and where could you take such vaccination? I'm looking at my colleague here and saying, can we take it in the bomb? Can vaccination be taken in the bomb?
We typically don't give vaccinations in the backside anymore because of risk of nerve damage. So that's not even, you won't get any, you should not be offered a vaccination in the backside by any healthcare worker.
Hello?
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, well done.
Thank you so very
much. How far is that?
Come again, sir?
His condition is the best condition for one to not to have COVID-19.
The best condition not to have COVID-19.
For example, someone that is living in a fully air conditioned apartment, from fully air conditioned to getting to the car air condition, that they are likely to get it easier than those who are being exposed to sun. So
I think if I don't know. Okay. What are the best conditions? Okay. All right. What are the best conditions for someone who probably has an air conditioner in the house? From there into his car, it's still air conditioned. What will you say are the best conditions?
Well, when you're at home, if you're within what we call your own household and what others call your own bubble of people that live within your household and live close to you, it's okay to use air conditioning. But once you have people coming in and out that maybe are visitors and so on and so forth, it's good to have ventilation. So if you can open the windows and let the air come in and out, and of course when you have people coming in from outside who may not be within your own family or people you live close with, they should be wearing their masks. They should wash their hands before they come inside. And when you're in the car, if you're not the only one in the car, you should both be wearing your mask unless you're from within the same household. Say somebody else is driving you who doesn't live in the house with you, the person should be wearing a mask, as should you. You should also be wearing a mask. And if it's not too hot, if you can drive without, with the windows open, you should also do that, because ventilation is key and it's helpful to prevent the virus from just concentrating in any particular space.
Dr. Adekam, let's go to the from the beginning of COVID-19. How can one contact COVID-19? It's better let's just elaborate about this properly. The vaccines are here, yes, good, but how can one contact COVID-19?
Okay, so COVID-19 is mostly spread by what we call droplets, and droplets are these tiny little particles that come out of the mouth and the nose when somebody who is infected coughs or sneezes, and also when they sing and even when they speak. So the size of the droplets is such that if you stand within 3 feet of the person, a droplet should not, you shouldn't be able to inhale a droplet that somebody has coughed out or sneezed out. But sometimes those droplets, the particles that come out are even smaller than droplets. They're called aerosols, especially if the person sneezes or coughs. And if any of those particles lands in your nose, your mouth, or your eyes, what we call your mucous membranes, so like your eyes, it can cause you can acquire that infection that way if there's a viral particle in any of those aerosols or droplets. That's the main way of transmission.
Oh boy. Now, the sanitizer, the face mask, it's still very relevant for one to use.
Absolutely, it's very relevant. And if you have one person wearing the mask, it's effective. If you have both people who are talking to each other wearing the mask, it's even more effective. And then the hand sanitizer kills, with the appropriate amount of alcohol, it kills the virus. So it's important to use hand sanitizer as often as you can.
I know you got yours. Immediately we spoke about it. It has to go. This morning is we call him the masks man here, and it's very needed. If not because of clarity, the mask is very needed. And please, we admonish so that we can really bring this down. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Well, then I'm there again.
Okay.
If I may understand you well.
Yes, ma'am.
You said that this COVID-19 has got to stay.
Okay.
Now, I just want to appeal to to the authority in charge to please have a way of eradicating this disease. I totally. There was a time we were saying there was Lassa fever. There was time where they are saying there was this HIV or so. This thing came and gone after some researching, after some injection, some care, and so on and so forth. how come can this COVID-19 come to stay? Please, let the authority in charge do so many researches so that they eradicate it quickly, because it is very dangerous.
Thank you.
Well done.
Thank you.
Calling from Ibadan.
Thank you so very much, sir. As frontline health workers, your job has just started. And we'll probably call on the necessary authorities, the federal government, state governments, to put all the necessary things in place so that you can continue with your research, you can keep doing it. Our caller wants to know that now that this has come to stay, how can we eradicate it, if it can be eradicated?
Okay. So, thank you for that question, man. I understand your concerns, but you made mention of HIV and Lassa. HIV is still here with us, very much so. Lassa is still here with us, but Lassa is more of a seasonal disease here in this part of the country. But in other places like Akure, in Owo, so part of Ondo State, Delta State, Lassa is almost year round. They see it all the time. HIV is with us. We have patients with HIV, thousands of them, as a matter of fact. So it's not gone. What we've been able to do with things like that is to understand the disease better and to come up with treatment options that keep the disease at bay, but those diseases have not been eradicated. I mean, it's difficult to eradicate disease in general, and a disease that you can spread by just speaking. I mean, it's difficult. But there have been some successes in infectious diseases. Polio was eradicated, smallpox was eradicated. So we never say never. But I think while we're working towards an eradication, it would be nice to, in the meantime, prevent people from dying and to stem the tide of transmission.
Let's do the needful in as much as we want this eradicated. We'll play our own part, but definitely we'll take a commercial, and when we return, we'll say what is needed.
Life, camera, Lakon.
No, it's not an act. This is my life for all to see. In the bright lights, see blessings how they follow me. From small beginnings to big brother. From the chances I take to the inspiration I give others. I am a rapper, a singer, a winner. I am an icon. So when they turn the lights on, they see that I am Lakon.
Watch I Am Lakon, a brand new Showmax original reality series, only on Showmax.com.
Make you download the ULesson app now to get 3 GB data monthly when you subscribe.
GoTV tún ti ṣe bẹ́bẹ́ o. Dígbì ni wọ́n wà pẹ̀lú rẹ̀. Jẹ̀gbádùn ẹ̀dínwó ìdá méjìlélọ́gbọ̀n lórí GoTV Max. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni o, tí o bá sanwó GoTV jọ̀lí fún ẹgbẹ̀rún méjìlénírínwó àti ọgọ́ta náírà. GoTV ó ṣá ó sókè téńté lọ sí GoTV Max pẹ̀lú ìkànnì márùnléláàádọ́rin tàbí jù bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ. Abracadabra! Wọ́n máa jẹ̀gbádùn àwọn eré oníṣe India lórí Star Live, La Liga, eré bọ́ọ̀lù àfẹsẹ̀gbá, Premier League, àwọn ètò Big Brother Naija lóríṣiríṣi lórí Africa Magic, Nigerian Idol, BET, Cartoon Network àti bẹ́ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ. Ẹ̀dínwó tó dáa, ìfowópamọ́ tó bù àyà. Lóòótọ́, GoTV wà pẹ̀lú rẹ̀ digbí. Àwọn oníbàárà GoTV Max láti ọjọ́ kìíní oṣù kẹta ò ní ìpín nínú ìpolongo yìí o. Ìlànà àti àdéhùn wa ṣá o. GoTV nífẹ̀ẹ́ rẹ̀.
àti dé òpin ìdíje àṣẹ yìí ọlọ́wọ́ ṣíbí tó gbajúmọ̀ kárí ayé ni yóò jẹ́rìí sí oúnjẹ tó dára jùlọ.
ó ti fún ṣé jíjẹ́ wa yìí tàbí yóò wí pé gbégbá orókè.
àmì ni o gbogbo àwọn ọlọ́wọ́ ṣíbí wọ̀nyí ló gbégbá orókè. ibikíbi tó lè wà tàbí irúfẹ́ ìtọ́wò rẹ o lè ṣe oúnjẹ alárinrin ní gbogbo ìgbà pẹ̀lú ọ̀ngà ohun ìsebẹ̀ aládùn ti Nàìjà tá a ṣe báyìí pẹ̀lú sóyà tiwantiwa fún èrè aṣaralóore rẹpẹtẹ.
Onga, Mama's helping hand.
YS Live.
Thank you, Desmond. And that's the way it is. And if you just join in, we'll say thank you. You're never too late. It's the Wise Live coming to you live from Splash 105.5 FM. And for today, I know it's not the usual voice that you hear every Tuesday morning at about this time. Yemi Sonde Jigankala. Okay, you see that Yemi Sonde or Jigankala? It's just two in one man. We are talking about COVID-19 vaccination, a major strategy to fight COVID-19 disease. Let's take this call. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir. Your name and where are you calling us from?
My name is Adebayo.
Good morning, Mr. Adebayo.
I call from Iyanagbo.
Pleasure to have you. What is your comment? What's your contribution? Or your...
The program is very good. I love it.
Thank you, sir.
My question is this. If the vaccine is available in your state, where are we going to be getting it? Is it from our local government? Or the health workers will be coming to our house and be giving it to us? How are they going to do it?
Okay.
So that's what I want to know. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Adebayo. Thank you so very much. Okay. How do we get the vaccination? Where can we get the vaccination when they get into your state?
Okay, thank you. I can't say for certain how the vaccination will be administered or dispensed to people across the state, but I know it's going to be driven by the National Primary Healthcare Development Agency through the state ministries of health. So it's, there are already existing vaccination centers across different local governments, different wards within the local governments. And so it's probably going to make use of the same mechanism, because we recall that we need to have the refrigeration, the cold chain and all that. So it's going to be within existing channels already. But which particular ones will be used or not used, we're not sure. But we do know that, as the vaccine actually reaches Oyo State and the rollout begins, the public will be enlightened as to how they can access the vaccine. So I think we should stay tuned to hear what the state has for us.
Stay tuned, and surely you will get to hear virtually from major stations, media houses, as to how to go about this. And please, I will just admonish us. It's not going to be like the normal immunization where you see people on the road carrying syringes and stuff saying they are very ajesara. That's not going to be. It's once that time comes, we will surely, you will get to hear and know how to go about it. I got a message directly here, and somebody said, please, can you just re-explain to us why pregnant women will not take the vaccine this time? Okay, the question I asked earlier was, can a pregnant woman take the vaccination? Okay.
So thank you very much for that question. I actually said pregnant women should take the vaccine. And the reason why I said they should take the vaccine is because they are at high risk of having adverse outcomes within that pregnancy, meaning that they could lose the pregnancy. Okay. And also of having a more severe course of the disease themselves while they are pregnant.
Themselves?
Yes.
Oh boy.
So they actually should be, they're one of the high risk groups. The way I couched it was that the recommendations in other countries that have gone ahead of us is that when a person who is a woman is pregnant, if she's within a group that is being vaccinated, she should be vaccinated. But vaccination is a personal choice. Nobody's going to be compelled to take the vaccine. So anybody who is willing to take the vaccine and is pregnant and it has come to the group of people that you are in and is being vaccinated, please go ahead. So if, for instance, the example I gave before, if they're vaccinating frontline healthcare workers and a frontline healthcare worker is pregnant, she should avail herself if she has no personal reservations of the vaccination. Now, if at some point they start saying, okay, let's vaccinate all the diabetic or people with chronic kidney disease, and that person happens to be pregnant, then also avail yourself. Okay, so we're not saying, well, we know they're going to vaccinate in phases. It's not going to be everybody all at once. Healthcare workers first, perhaps the elderly or those who have chronic medical conditions next. I'm not certain how it's going to happen, but if a pregnant woman is in any priority group, that is being vaccinated. It has been recommended in other countries that pregnant women should be vaccinated.
Pregnant women should be vaccinated. I know you got that. Listening to me. Thank you for sending that message. 08056998678. 07069493000. Those are the two numbers. Please, for now, I know the one you know the most. We're working on it, and we just hope we can do something about that quickly before we leave this morning. Doctor, your admonition for everyone. Okay. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, sir. Your name and where you calling us from,
good morning, sir. This is Hamid Ombo.
Hamid Ombo. Thank you, sir. Where you calling us from?
About Uncle Yemi Sonde.
He's very fine. He's very fine.
Okay, my regards to him.
Thank you.
I would like to ask, please, doctor, can woman who is breastfeeding take the vaccine, and also SS carrier who is female, can she take the vaccine as well? And also, after using the COVID vaccine, is it a must for someone to still continue to use face mask and still continue to observe all these COVID guidelines? That's my question. Thanks. Yeah.
Thank you so very much. Thank you so very much.
Okay, thank you very much for your question. In terms of somebody who's breastfeeding, being able to take the vaccine, I don't see why they shouldn't be able to take the vaccine. It might be recommended at the point at which they're about to take it, maybe for a period of time, maybe not to breastfeed for that short period of time. And what they can do is they can express the breast milk and keep it aside. And they could also have tried to make an effort to express breast milk to keep aside for the days that they might not take the vaccine. But again, we have to wait for our own national guidelines to tell us what to do. So our own NCDC guidelines will come out to say who is going to get vaccinated and who is not going to get vaccinated. Now, in terms of somebody who has sickle cell disease patients are also at risk of having more severe disease, so they should be vaccinated, female or male. And I think the last question was about if there's a need to continue with all protective measures. Even after vaccination, yes. Yes, there's a need to continue with all protective measures because for starters, we're not sure how effective the vaccine is, and we're not sure that even if you are protected from the vaccine, there's still the possibility that one can transmit it because the vaccine, the virus, if it's in your airways, in your nose and your mouth, you can still pass it on, even though it doesn't cause an invasive disease for you. You can still pass it on to somebody who can get infected. So you still need to wash your hands, wear your mask, and do other precautions.
Is this just part of what we're talking about? We admonish that at this point we still make use of our face mask, face shields. Let's wash our hands. Let's keep the social distance and everything associated with us getting this. Let's do it and let's stay
Hello,
from
good morning.
it. Good morning, sir.
Yes, sir.
Your name and where you calling us from?
We've been listening to the program since. We are very grateful for the way you are producing. Excuse me, can somebody who is earlier infected take the vaccine, please?
Who is what?
Can somebody who is earlier infected. Can such a person take the vaccine?
Okay, if someone who has earlier had the infection,
yes, of that disease.
Now, as that person is recovered from,
yes.
Okay,
yes,
we ask someone who's already had it and recovered. Can such a person still take the vaccination?
Okay, thank you for that question. Somebody who has been infected and has recovered can take the vaccine. And the important point here is that they should have recovered completely. Remember that whenever you are in any particular illness, your immune system is a bit down. And remember that you need your immune system to work with the vaccine to make it effective. So as a rule of thumb, we don't give vaccines when people are still sick. So when the person recovers, they're feeling better, they're feeling well, we assume their immune system is back up to where its usual status. We give them, they can get the vaccine, and we expect that they should respond appropriately.
So I hope we've been able to do justice to that question. So it is definitely anybody who has it, you can definitely still take the jabs again. Hello, good. Okay, do you have somebody on? All right. While we are winding down gradually because we will bring this down at about a quarter before 12. There is a sponsored program for the next 15 minutes. Let me quickly allow Dr. Akambi to please enlighten us and admonish us all as to how we should stay away from how to contact COVID-19, and also when we take the jab, that it is worth. Okay, don't let me say. Please, from you are on that platform, the medical line, how we should go about taking the jabs.
Okay, so in terms of how to prevent getting COVID-19, it's the same thing we've been saying for almost a year or over a year now. We need to make sure that we keep our nose covered and mouth covered when we're out in public. We should wash our hands, especially when we've been touching surfaces or we've been around somebody who might be sick. We should also make sure that we keep a safe distance, about 2 meters or 6 feet from somebody else. If we're not within our own household. And then in terms of taking the vaccine, I want people not to be too skeptical or scared. Nobody knows how effective this vaccine is going to be in our own population, but we do know that the vaccine is safe, and it's we shouldn't assume that any mischief is being done. I think we should just take the vaccine and hope for the best, but we shouldn't let down our guard. We should continue to do all our protective measures. Wash your hands, wear your mask, keep a safe distance, and just generally, try to live a healthier lifestyle. And then, time will tell. We'll get to know, because the research will be done. We'll get to know how much protection and how long we're protected for with the vaccines.
Wow, and how much and how long that will be, we will keep our fingers crossed, and we will definitely look forward to that. And I know that the National Primary Health Care Development Agency, while for each state, you guys, those of us in the medical or the frontline health workers, have suddenly become a health worker, a frontline health worker at this point in time. I want to say a big thank you to you, Dr. Olukemi Adekambi, who is the head of Department Infectious Diseases, University College Hospital, UCH here. When the vaccines arrive, please, I know, so all of us, we are very interested though. So, and I will say, please, let's be careful, because I know humans, we can be very funny concerning this. People could be moving from one point to the other saying, this is the vaccination, you can take it. Nobody is going to be allowed to do that. But we'll get all this right once that time comes. Let's wait for the vaccines to get into our dear state or your state. Your parting shot at this point in time.
Prevention is better than cure. Please get vaccinated.
And don't be scared. There's nothing to fear about. A big thank you to you once again, Dr. Olukemi Adekambi. Thank you so very much for joining us on YS Live for today, the 9th day in the month of March 2021. God willing, Yemi Sonde will be here next week, Tuesday. And surely it's going to be another scintillating edition of the program right here. A big thank you as well goes to Desmond to the G, my brother. Big thank you to you. Thank you for keeping us real and making it happen right here. Damola Ajiboye, my brother, my producer. Thank you so very much. Not leaving out Dejumo, Rashidat. A big thank you to you out there. My name is Olatunde Ido, sitting in for Yemi Sonde. One of these days, probably, if he says I should come, I'll be here again. Until then, please, prevention